Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our Eastleigh save. Things have had their ups and downs, but before we jump into all that, obviously make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this and much more as well as the weeks go on. But yeah, it's been ups and downs. We've done it's been frustrating, to be honest. We've performed well, but we've just not been able to get the wins. So last time out, we obviously played Northampton, where we drew. We did get a 4-1 win against Swindon straight after that. Ben House getting a hat-trick. Performed very well in that game. A 1-1 draw with Scunthorpe followed. A bit of a rotated side. We've had a lot of issues with centre-back. Tom Broadbent and Carl Jenkinson have had to be our centre-backs for most of the games recently, just because O'Connor and Magoma have both been out injured, and we haven't got any other centre-backs. But there has been a couple of transfers just to keep you up to date with as well. We got a 3-0 win in the Papa John's Trophy game against Walsall, which was a rotated side anyway. I was going to do that either way. We then lost 6-3 in the FA Cup against Fleetwood. Again, I'm not too bothered about that. Danny Whitehall getting a hat-trick as well is quite cool. Then we go on to the Hartlepool game, which was absolutely ridiculous. We went 5-0 down. Yeah, we went 5-0 down in that game, and we came back to draw 6-6. To be honest, I can't quite believe it myself. Yeah, we were 5-0 down. We were 4-0 down at half time. They score straight away in the second half. We get one back. Then they score again to make it 6-1, and I'm thinking, oh, well, we've just had an absolute mare here. But the boys showed some real determination to get back into the game and get the win. So, I say the win, a draw. It felt like a win at the time, certainly. Yeah, so 6-6 quite the game. 12 goals. I mean, yeah, I'd love to have that in real life as a neutral. Maybe not as an Eastleigh fan. Then we've got Crawley, another 1-1 draw, and then we really hit a rut. We played Scunthorpe, lost to them. We played Tranmere, lost 2-1. Then we lost on penalties to Coventry, where we should have probably won the game outright anyway, after a 0-0 draw. Then Colchester beat us as well. We did manage to get a win against Rochdale after a couple of players came back and a slight change in formation, which we were kind of forced into, and then Mansfield as well, which, again, the change in formation helped. Notts County, we should have beat them. They scored in the 86th minute. We dominated the game. It's that is the story of this save at the moment, is that we dominate games but don't always win them, which is I'm gutted about. But let's take a look at the transfers that have occurred during this period. So there is only, obviously, Victor Adebayejo has been able to be registered now, so he's in the side. He's played a couple of games for us now in the first team, and the same with Albert Adoma, whose contract does end at the end of the season. I wanted to bring him in for a bit of experience to cover that right midfield role, and he can also kind of play up front or at right wing back. So that's a bit of versatility as well as being able to play on the other side. We've also brought in Toby Amal from Wrexham on loan, just because we needed another centre-back to kind of cover things. And because of a slight change in formation, it means that he'll be very useful with having another centre-back anyway. He is suspended, so he missed the last game and he'll probably miss this one, but that's fine. As long as we've got him for the rest of the season, shouldn't be a problem. Now, sales, there have been a couple of outgoings. Neil Stevens, who's just an academy player, has left as well for £750 to Gosport. Ryan Hill has gone to Cambridge United, which is really interesting considering they're like top of the league. He wanted to go. We weren't playing him. Slight change in formation. It all worked out for both parties, but interesting that Cambridge United wanted him. And then Tom Whelan as well. He wanted to go. He wanted more game time, which I didn't want to stop him from going because, again, he got us promoted from the National League, so why not? And he's playing for Hartlepool now, so that's quite cool, even though he's currently unregistered for them. But there you go. Not much money brought in for that because obviously it's kind of not at this level. Nothing really changes on that front. Finance-wise, we're struggling a little bit, but I'm hoping if we can manage to get promotion still, that would be great. We are sitting in third at the moment. We could have, if we'd have won our last game against Notts County, we'd have got a bit of a gap on Forest Green, as that was our game in hand. But it's fine. We're still sitting in third with the massive goal difference we've got that we racked up really early on. And hopefully we can kind of keep going and use this formation to our advantage. Carl Hudlin's top goal scorer in the whole league, which is good. Average rating-wise, Asante and Hudlin's up there. McGavin's 14 assists. So we've got a lot of players that are obviously doing very, very well. But let's show you the tactic and get into the game that we've kind of developed into. So we're still playing a wing play style. So we're still wanting to get the ball into the box and lift it in. But we're playing at 5 at the back with 3 strikers. I just needed something a bit more sturdy at the back, maybe, especially with only having very limited centre backs that we could use at the time. So we have changed things around. Dion Bono's come up from the under-23s. He wanted game time. I thought, why not? We'll bring him in. We've had a lot of players out who's not performed very well, so we'll see how he does. But otherwise, it's pretty much a similar team. We're finally going to get O'Connor back as well. And Magoma's been back, I think, for 2 games now. So he's starting to get back into the side. But there we go. Josh Hare's developed as a centre-half along with Carl Jenkinson because we were lacking centre-backs the whole time. But yeah, we're going 5-2-3. The full-backs' whole idea is to get them forward nice and high up the pitch. We've got wide centre-backs in defence with a covering centre-back in the middle. McGavin and Dreyer are there in the midfield as well. And then up top, we've got a target forward in the middle with 2 pressing forwards either side, which hopefully can still give us that kind of width as well as that pressing intensity that we want up front. So that's where we're at. It's worked, to be fair. Other than the loss against Notts County, we've shown a massive uptake in performance and wins, obviously. You saw the 2 wins we had before the Notts County game. I will swap those guys over because I think McGowan's a slightly better deep line playmaker than a box-to-box. But there you go. So this is the team. Ashby Hammond in goal, Dion Bonner and Rowe on either side at wing-backs, Josh Hare, Jenkinson and Magoma at centre-back, McGavin and Dreyer in midfield with Asante, Whitehall and Ben House up top. Hudlin's not playing today just because he's high risk of getting injured, and I don't want him to get injured because he's our top goal scorer and he's been very, very good this season. So, Carlisle are quite low in the league, so I'm hoping this is a boost of morale. We can get a good win against them. We can perform well and ultimately get the win we need to carry on sitting in 3rd place. Who have Forest Green and Bradford got today? So Bradford's got Notts County, so that'll be a tough game for them. But it looks like Forest Green have already gone ahead in their game. Yeah, against Swindon as well, who I don't think are performing too well this season. Yeah, they're down in 19th. So it's going to be a tough one. It looks like Carlisle have, in fact, taken the game to us to start with. But we're slowly getting back into things, which I hope will be the case. But let's see. I mean, 35 minutes gone and no highlights. Guy, though, for Carlisle, getting the ball into the box. Ashby Hammond comes out and collects. Can we look to break now? Or is this going to just be one of those naff highlights that doesn't show us anything? We'll soon see. Long ball forward. I mean, no one's anywhere near it. I know we say long ball forward, but I mean, that's not even close to anyone. You can't even tell who he's aiming for because it's so far away from any one of our players that it's a bit ridiculous. But there you go. Carlisle's coming forward again just before the half-time mark, which wouldn't be a good one to receive. That is part of the issue we've had, is crosses into the box we've been really struggling to deal with because we've had Hare, Jenkinson at the back in centre half. We've been really limited with who can win the ball in the air. So yeah, I'm thinking about possibly moving these guys slightly further forward. I don't know if that's the best idea because we've been doing quite well with them deeper, but maybe we'll maybe move to that. We know that Adoma can somewhat play at wing back, so we might pop him in there. Asante's going to come off because we don't want him to get injured. Adebayo will come on there, and we'll kind of leave it at that and hope that we can make something happen from it now. With the fullback slightly higher up, I'm hoping that will kind of force them back a little bit more. But we've struggled a lot in this game so far. It might be might be time to change maybe the whole tactic and the idea of how we're playing. But we've performed so well. Last season we dominated. This season we've done extremely well to be so high in the league. I don't know if like the tactic's wrong or if it's just not working at the moment. It might be the case that it's just one of those things. You're going through a patch where it's just not clicking, and we're having a bit of issues. But we've got the ball. It's our turn to come forward. We've got 10 minutes. I'm going to sneeze. Ugh, I didn't sneeze. That was horrible. Whitehall up for the header. Isn't able to get there, but Adebayo does. McGavin plays it through to Whitehall. He's got a bit of space out here. Is he going to look wide again? He does. There you go. Albert Adoma, loads of time on the ball. Ball in, back post, House with the header. There it is. 1-0. That's good to see. 10 minutes to go. Fantastic little move there to get the space for Adoma out on the right wing back role, and he was able to whip that in to the far side for Ben House to get there after Whitehall laid it off to him. He has so much space out here. It's brilliant. But yeah, good header. 1-0. We should be able to see this out now, I think. We'll see what we can do substitution-wise. Whitehall, you'll stay on, even though you're having an awful game by the looks of it. McGavin will come off, and we'll pop Ben Elliott on in there just to give him some game time. He's been doing quite well as well when he's had to come on for the likes of McGavin and Drea. So not too shabby, really, especially as he's so young. It's great to see a young player performing well for us, nice and early. But there you go. 1-0. Not the most exciting of games, but it was one that was kind of, we needed to grind out. We needed to grind out that win, get something from the game that is positive. Means that we're sitting third very nicely. Bradford drew with Notts County, which is good for us, because it means Notts County are sitting in 7th and Bradford are now 2 points behind us. But Forest Green are right on our tail. So it'll be interesting to see how that develops. Enoch Asante will pop you over to the physio. Hopefully 3 to 6 days isn't too bad. But yeah, there you go. I think it'll be tough. I can't imagine we'll be signing any players, but if we do, I'll let you know in the next episode. We have got some money, so some wage budget. We could bring in a loan player. I was looking at trying to bring in Billy Cumetio, but for some reason he just doesn't want to join us. He looks pretty tidy, to be fair, 20 years old. I might continue to try and bring him in if he fancies it, but yeah. Brendan Camp will be leading us at the end of the season. He'll be joining Queen of the South up in Scotland. He hasn't got the game time he wanted. I think that's fair enough. He's a National League player. I brought him in as a right back initially, and then we brought in other players that are probably a bit better than him. So there you go. But there you go. Hope you did enjoy. Make sure you like and subscribe as always, and I will catch you in the next one.